The closest you can get, folks, mother, father, sister, brother, right? Family accuses him of having the wrong motives. But that's fear talking, amen? I can't do it, I'm afraid. Therefore, you ought to be afraid. Next point is he goes to Saul. Drop down a few verses, Brother Raines, when he speaks to Saul.
And David said to Saul, "Let no man's heart fail because of him. Thy servant will go and fight this Philistine." And Saul said to David, "Thou art not able to go up against this Philistine."
I'm scared, the army's scared, and you're not able. Folks, this is the voice of fear. All right? Here is the king telling him, you're not qualified. How many times have you wanted to do something and people said you weren't qualified? When we started the Fresh Start House, the recovery house in San Francisco, some people from a couple of my congregations said, "Kinwood, where are your people with your degrees? Who's going to do the counseling? You know, you got to be qualified to do counseling." Kinwood, where are your quality people? I said, I'm willing, and I got some people who are willing, and God will do the rest. Okay? And God will do the rest. Does that make sense, folks? Okay? I had people telling me, "Kinwood, don't even try. Do you really understand crack cocaine? Do you understand heroin, Kinwood? Have you ever been an addict?" I said, "No, and neither have Jesus." Okay? Jesus has never been an adulterer or a sinner, and he spoke on all those subjects. Amen. Amen. Okay? And there's a whole lot of things I haven't done, and I don't want to do. I don't want to do, all right? Don't want to do a whole lot of things. But what we did was we tried. In the first 2 years, I had to go through staff like a lawnmower does grass. Okay? That's what I had to do. All right? The first 2 years, all right, people were revolving door. I had to go through. I'd go to the house. I'd look at the house and say, "Hey, I don't like what I see. Policeman, come in here. Everybody got to get out right now. Okay? House need rest." Okay? And I'd start all over again. I did that 3 times. And thank God it's 15 years old. For the last 13 years, we've been turning out some tremendous people. Some tremendous fathers are back with their children, acting like fathers. Some tremendous, men have gone back to being husbands of wives. All right? A whole lot of family reconciliation has taken place as a result of some people believing and trying and working with it. And when you try something, you get better at it. Amen? Okay? When I went out for track, my father, I said I was going out for track. My father and mother sat down and laughed. And they had a laugh like Aunt Helen over here. Okay? If you ever see her laugh, get your video camera because she'll make you laugh just by watching her all the time. She's got to laugh, all right? They were just kicking and then they said, "What race are you running?" I said the hurdles. And I thought I was going to have to call 911 ambulance because they laughed. They screamed, shouted because I was awkward. I was very clumsy. Very, very clumsy and did not look like an athlete. I was the clumsiest person. My sister could beat me running. Younger sister. The later elementary and early junior high school years of my life. So I had to get a book and learn how to run. Okay? 80 people fell out laughing when I first started trying to sing in choir. And, I thought they were laughing because they thought I could sing good first. And then when I figured out they were laughing at me, I ran to the door and I whooped on a few of them for laughing at me. They toyed with my pride. Okay, they took me to the office. I got in a lot of trouble. Okay, but folks, bottom line is that you try, and you'll never know what God can do with your try, your effort. And that's what David was, folks. That's what David was, all right? David's position was looking at the big picture. We are the firstborn of God. We are the Israel of God. We are the apple. We're the pupil of God's eye. This man, Goliath, is putting his finger in God's eye. Somebody's got to stand. If nobody stands, we are lost. Somebody's got to stand. If the men won't stand, the boy will stand. Mighty boy, folks. We need to quit looking at the brothers and what they're going to do and letting the brothers dictate our zeal for God. Okay? 1 plus God equals majority every time. And that's what David understood. Fear. They were paralyzed, but David was free. They were enslaved by their fear. David was free. And folks, even my wife, Kinwood, why you? Why not me? Okay? Whole lot of times I've had to look at it and say, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm crazy. I can't help it. You married a crazy man. Okay? You married a crazy man. That's why she got the master's in psychology. I think she got, she's documenting things, and y'all might not see me no more. I may be put up, pretty soon. Folks, we've got to understand, as David saw Goliath putting his finger in God's eye and saw no other hope for Israel but himself, we've got to see that in our communities. Amen? Okay? We've seen new legislators. Okay? We've seen new supervisors, assemblymen, mayors, governors, presidents come and go. Sheldon, you've seen a whole lot in your lifetime. Leroy, I've seen a whole lot in my lifetime. And guess what? Are things better or worse? Things are worse because the wrong people are doing it. The people of God are the only people called to do this. Amen, amen. Okay. Now, all these voices of pessimism. Now watch. Let's drop down, folks, and let's see David when he goes up against Saul, goes up against Goliath. Verse 48. Brother Raines, could you read it, please? Verse 48.
And it came to pass, when the Philistine arose and came and drew nigh to meet David, that David hasted and ran toward the army.
I'm sorry. Go back to 41. Yeah.
And the Philistine came on and drew near unto David, and the man that...
Okay, David says to Saul, I can't use your armor because I've not tried them. I'm not used to them, okay? All right? So the only thing I could use is what I know how to use, all right? I like Joe Frazier. He had one punch, the left hook, and it won him a title, heavyweight championship of the world. Isn't that amazing? All right, Wilma Rudolph didn't walk till she was 13 years old. And can't, but she became what? First woman, 3 gold medals in the Olympics, amen? Okay? Hayes Jones, one leg shorter than the other. Okay, he was the top hurdler in the world for about 2 years, and he held the indoor record for the 60-yard high hurdles. Okay? All right, go ahead.